Following a thread that was started on Morning Live focusing on municipalities. Later on, we'll be talking to Professor Daniel Plakis from our Durban studios. He's the chairperson of the Financial and Fiscal Commission, talking about a report that they put out focusing on municipalities. We'll also be talking to Steve Mabona from the Gauteng Department of Education about the non-flexibility of exam rules. I don't know if rules are meant to be flexible, but we're looking at how students are sometimes prevented from writing when they have valid reasons for either being late or not making it to the exam room. That and more. Let's start the show. Right, hundreds of jobs could be on the line at South African Airways. The airline has informed its more than 5,100 employees that it's embarking on a restructuring process which could lead to job losses. SAA has faced numerous challenges over the years, including high debt, fluctuating fuel prices, insufficient revenue and cash generation, and high operational costs. The national carrier also has an aging fleet of planes, which is costly to maintain. Acting CEO Zux Ramasia says these challenges make it difficult for SAA to compete in the airline industry. Possible retrenchments could affect 944 employees. Ramasia says a consultation process has started with all employees in line with the Labour Relations Act. The restructuring excludes SAA subsidiaries, SAA Technical, Mango Airlines and Air Chefs. Now, to discuss this further, we're joined on the line by NUMSA spokesperson, Phakamile Hlubi-Majola. A very good morning to you, Phakamile. Did SAA engage with the unions before this announcement was made?
Good morning and good morning to your listeners. We can state categorically that no such consultation process ever took place. We were informed through a media statement of their intentions. We've been engaging with SAA management on wage talks, and the last meeting took place yesterday, and even at that meeting, they didn't discuss this. So we are quite surprised by this move. The way we see it, this is an attempt by the management of SAA to sort of threaten workers because we have made wage demands, and this is a scare tactic to get workers to drop their wage demands.
SAA received a 9.2 billion lifeline in Finance Minister Tito Mbowene's medium-term budget policy statement last month. Has there been any indications as to how that money will be spent? And what are your suggestions?
I'm struggling to hear you because I can hear your controllers in the background and they're speaking over you. Could you repeat the question, please?
I was talking about that bailout that was handed out to SAA in the medium-term budget policy statement last month, that 9.2 billion. Do you know that if the SAA has any intentions to use this on making workers happy?
Well, they've claimed that when we made our demands on wages, they claimed that they didn't have any money, and they said it would be subject to the bailout. Our problem is that, in the same vein, last month, SAA granted a 5.9 wage increase to the pilots, and there was no issue there. So, we don't understand why they can't accommodate workers. The way we see it, the timing of this whole thing is very suspicious. They're talking about restructuring. Before you can restructure a company, you need to have a new organizational design in place. Now, last week, Thursday, when we met with management, we discussed this issue because we do know that SAA intends to restructure. This was something that we were even discussing with the time when Vuyani Dagana was the group CEO. And they told us that the design of the new organizational structure was not ready. So we don't understand on what basis do they then issue a statement to claim that they're embarking on restructuring when they don't even have a framework for that. And that is essential to such a process. And secondly, that they could even do this through a media announcement is completely outrageous. They have not consulted unions at all on this issue. And we want to make it very clear that as we speak, we are mobilizing our members. We have a strike certificate, and we intend to actually embark on the mother of all strikes in response to this type of ridiculous provocation by SAA management.
So as a labour organisation, what steps are you going to take to prevent job losses?
Well, as I mentioned, for us, first and foremost, we are going to continue to put pressure on SAA management and the board in particular to give answers not just to us but to the public about the rampant looting and corruption which has been taking place at SAA. In fact, these are some of the things that we've been highlighting at all of our meetings. We believe that part of the reason that they're even threatening us with job losses is because of the fact that we won't back down on the demand for the board to resign. We believe that the board is completely has run SAA into the ground. They're not interested in cleaning up the airline. There are millions of rands which have been spent on forensic investigations at SAA. The board and the management have refused to act against certain executive managers who've been named in corruption. And so on our side, if it means that we are going to embark on a national strike to force them to do the right thing, then that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're not going to back down on this. It is wrong that SAA can claim they don't have money when they've done absolutely nothing to try and recover monies that were lost through corruption and looting. They have several forensic reports which speak about this in detail, where managers are named. There's specific names that are given in these reports. They talk about action which must be taken. Nothing has been done. And now, because of their failure to run SAA, workers must lose their jobs. This is not something that we are going to take lying down.
Phakamile Hlubi-Majola, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
Let's now turn our attention to the African Investment Forum. Our reporter Nompumelelo Siziba is there and she joins us now live. A very good morning to you, Nompumelelo. How is the second day going?
Thanks very much. Well, we're here at the African Investment Forum at the Sandton Convention Centre. It's the second day, of course, and it's the second